So when we're on our own pursuits and we're trying to achieve our business goals and achieve our ambitions and what we want to do with our lives, we can often forget about God's plans. We can often forget that God is a perfect giver of gifts. So when we're on these pursuits of our goals and our ambitions and something goes wrong, something doesn't go as planned, you maybe lose a client or a business deal drops through, or you have to make a pivot that you wasn't expecting to make. It can be scary, it can be a cause of anxiety, fear, questioning, especially God, questioning the future. And in these moments, it can be very overwhelming. It can leave us very confused. But when we have faith in God and we believe in God's plan and we have a desire and in our hearts want to fulfill His purpose, we have to expect these things. You know, sometimes we can take a wrong turn. We can go down the wrong path. But when we have faith in God and we believe in His will and we believe in His perfect plan for us, sometimes the detours that we take and the mistakes we make and the things sometimes out of our control that just didn't go well can often be part of that perfect plan. It can often be part of the destiny that God has written for us, that we fulfill through our faith. And I just think when these times of fear come, and when it's these key moments in your life where it feels like your foundation and your building that you live upon is falling down and you're stuck in the mud and you feel like you're drowning, that I believe God is at work most. I feel like God works in mysterious ways, particularly in moments of pain. When I first came to Christ, it was one of the most painful times of my life, and turned out that most painful time of my life turned out to be the biggest blessing. Now I'm inquiring into Orthodox Christian and I've found the truth of life. I truly have. I believe I found the truth that I've always been searching for. I saw a video on Instagram the other day and it said, you know, the first time I entered the Orthodox Church, it felt like I was home. It was a quote from a saint and I resonate with that. I felt, yeah, that's true. And really that point of elation and ecstasy and enlightenment, that's the word, of finding something truthful that in our hearts we always want to find, it came from, or was triggered from, eventually, one of the most painful moments in my life, where I was discovering God and I was without God. And a year and a half later, I'm entering His true house, His true kingdom. And it was only because of the pain that allowed that to happen. And it's likewise in anywhere in life, when life feels like it's just breaking you down and you don't know why everything's going wrong. You don't know why you're not reaching where you thought you was going to be in X amount of time. We just need to fall back into our faith. We need to fall back into our trust in God and believe that He's going to take us to where we need to be without fail. You know, God's love will never fail. So we really need to start embodying that. We really need to start embodying our faith in moments of fear. You know, it's easy to have faith when life's going well. It's easy to have faith when you're on a holiday. It's easy to have faith when the money's coming in. But what about the times of struggle? About the times of pain? How strong is your faith then? How strong is your love for God then? How strong is your trust for God then? Because it's so easy to be a good boxer until you get rocked and then you're scared. You're like, wow, I've never been hit like that. And it's easy to fall back. What we should be doing when life hits us in the face, hits us with a check left hook and we're dazed and looking around, our way to come back to the present moment is by focusing on God and His perfect will for us and trusting in Him. Going to His word and praying in silence and addressing what is going on in our life in front of Him and letting Him know, like, how do we feel about this? How do we feel about Him? How do we feel about ourselves? How do we feel about the situation? How do we feel about the external things in life, also the internal? And I believe through those kind of prayers with honesty and, of course, faith and love, all things can be worked out. We know all things are possible through God, so why are we living in a way that doesn't represent that? Why are we living in a way that makes it seem like we don't trust in God? Why do we pray to Him like we don't believe His perfect will is going to manifest into our life? It's through faith all this happens. And oftentimes, in the darkest moments, in the most painful moments of life, where love doesn't feel present, where moments of pain and agony are just triumph in your life, often in times, that is the best time to practice your faith. And also, it's a time where your faith will shine through. I truly believe that when we enter a painful moment of life, the only thing that can follow is love. And when I look back on my life, whenever I've gone through a moment of darkness, a moment of pain, a moment of confusion, a moment of misdirection, failure, mistakes, through faith and trusting in the process and eventually overcoming the pain, does God's light shine in my life? Does God's love rain down on me? Do I feel the most accepted? Do I feel the most humbled? So just remember, when you're going through a painful moment in life and things aren't working out as you thought they were going to work out, this is really where we should be practicing our faith. This is where we should be relaxing into our trust of God. This is where we should be allowing Him to show how marvelous He is. And it's through our faith, through our trust, through our love for Him, that He can show us those characteristics, that He can show us His mercy. We have to accept that. God bless.